everybody that is watching this on our YouTube channel or is in our lovely, lovely Discord server. Today we'll be talking about demo reels. Shake his dreads, shake his dreads. I don't know why I said that. My bad for being cringe. Okay, so before we start this, demo reels, and I know I say this term a lot, but this especially is the case for the conversation of demos, is an incredibly nuanced conversation. So, to preface before we start, uh, I would say talk with other people, look into more articles, look into more resources that break down demos and taps into different perspectives. During this research phase that you might be in, learning more about what demos are, specifically applied to voice acting. Um, I say this because within all the conversations that I have with people or any of the webinars that I put out through this method or through this medium, I never take my information as a black and white route. It's very, very open. It's just, my perspective. I put in a lot of research to this topic primarily just to make sure we're trying to cover all the bases. So hopefully, at the very bare minimum, this can be insightful to all of you that once again are listening on our YouTube channel or here in our Discord. And if you don't know where our Discord is, what are you doing, man? We're the voice actor haven. We provide free resources, free events just like this one, covering so many aspects of voice acting. So if you aren't in the server, join in. The link should be in our bio. Now, with that being said, let's go over the basic information about demo reels. Shake your dreads, king. Yes, sir. All right. So, what is a demo reel for voice acting? So, a demo reel, as defined by reputable sources, is an audio file around a minute to a minute and a half long that is meant to give listeners, such as casting directors, agents, potential clients, and more, an idea of what you can do vocally and acting wise. And I provided a link to this article from this reputable source here if you want to learn more information. When it comes to the timing on demos, it isn't always definitively a minute to a minute and a half. There are demos that range a lot within time codes, and it really depends on the individual to set it. But usually, per industry standard, it should at least be a minute to a minute and a half long. So hopefully that provides a good definition to what a demo reel is, particularly when it comes to voice acting. Demo reels can range in genre and are usually acquired by talent based on their own personal preferences of what genres they want to showcase, usually because they're already finding work or received training in said genre. So it used to be way back when with demos. It's not the case here anymore, or at least not commonly, or you don't really see this at all. But demo reels way back when used to be kind of a similar tone, but instead of separating it per genre, they would just put it all onto one reel. So they'll put commercial spots, character spots, promo, animation, video games all into one reel. It'll be like 5 minutes, and it isn't the case anymore. But separating it by genre is usually how it is within the industry today. Types of demo reels can include, but are not limited to, character, animation, interactive, which also stands for video game, or is it the industry term for a video game demo? Commercial, promo, documentary, political, narration, creature, accent slash dialect, medical, audiobook, IVR, industrial, anime, and so much more. All right, let's move on to our next slide. What is the purpose of a demo reel? A voice actor's demo reel enacts as their marketable calling card, having a way for anyone to hear the best current representation of what that actor is capable of outside of an audition and within the particular genre the demo is categorized in. Ooh, excuse me. Water break. Make sure to drink water. Mm. So, so when I say like marketable calling card, and this was a term that I used from an article that I read about this. It is essentially that. It is a way for people to take a representation of what they can do and showcase that to people that might want to hear it, whether that be casting directors, whether that be agents, whether that just be potential clients, etc. But it's in today's world the best representation of what an actor can do outside of just an audition. The way a demo reel can be used is through multiple different ways. It can be used to submit to talent rosters, agents, or utilized upon sending cold called emails to potential clients. Can be used for demo drop auditions or as an alternative reference for casting directors to use upon casting for minor roles. Can be used as a pin post on socials to draw in new clients. It can be presented on casting profiles, used for direct marketing, and more. Having a demo or samples, as we can go into the differences between a sample and a demo reel later on. Can be used and utilized in so many ways, man. This is definitely not all of it. I've seen people utilize demos in other means as well, specifically within the cold calling space. So many different ways it can be utilized. But hopefully that covers its purpose. This is all basic info. So majority of the people that are watching this or listening to this probably already know these things already. But we gotta cover the basics before we get into a little bit of the advanced stuff. So hopefully that covers that. But now, do you need a demo reel when you're just starting out as a voice actor? Ooh, we are getting into a very hot. This is hot, spicy, just came off the grill. Um, Conversational point when it comes to demos, and we are breaking this up into three parts because it's so nuanced. Uh, but although this question might have different answers depending on who you speak to, getting a professionally produced demo reel when first introducing yourself into this space is not highly recommended. Here's why. Now, notice how I bolded professionally produced demo. We'll be going into the differences later. But number one, in the first 6 months that you start actively pursuing becoming a voice actor, from taking classes to auditioning to researching more about the industry, your entire being as a talent will change completely. Your acting ability, your vocal ability, your own understanding of what you excel at, and more will change drastically within that starting time frame. Getting a professionally produced demo immediately upon starting out can subject it to becoming incredibly outdated in such a short amount of time, basically wasting your money. Now, to hang on to this subject, right? Professionally produced demos cost money, and they cost a lot of money, especially if you're going the route of getting your demo reel from a demo production company or going the cheaper alternative to getting a demo, which is hiring people independently to construct different aspects of your demo reel, like the audio engineering section, the directing section, the script writing section, can cost a lot of money. So getting a demo reel that is professionally produced immediately when you're starting out, man, it's just not recommended because it's going to be subjected to becoming incredibly outdated. When I started out in the game, started researching about voiceover, taking classes, learning more about this space, and particularly learning more about acting, becoming a better actor. My development within the first 6 months of my career in just consistently doing that changed so much. my own understanding of the character types that I found myself to be really great at, to not be as great at, and some that I'm like, oh, I can see myself doing that, but maybe within time I can get better at it, changed so much. Because when you're starting to do anything, and this is not even just applying to voice acting, but any other creative career, that first 6 months that you're just hammering, hammering, and hammering in that process to getting better and better and better and better, you're going to change so much, which is why it's just not recommended to get a professionally produced demo. And that's one of the reasons. But we'll cover another reason. Two, a professionally produced demo reel, and we just talked about this, cost money and sometimes a lot of it. If you plan to make being a voice actor your career, there will definitely become points within your journey that you have to invest. But a well made, professionally produced demo reel can fluctuate in pricing, either a couple of hundred and some being within the thousands. It's why the statement of being ready for a demo reel is pushed out so commonly, as you want to make sure that you have the money or the money that you are spending is worth it in the end. Um, I say when it comes to investing into being a voice actor, it's no different than investing into other aspects of life, right? If you're being an investor and you're investing in a business, you want to make sure that that investment can turn back on you and be a good investment, right? So if you are just fresh, starting out, getting a professionally produced, and I hyper specifically say professionally produced demo, just doesn't make sense. It costs so much money, sometimes a lot of it. Although I personally don't agree with spending thousands of dollars on a demo reel at pretty much any stage in your career, besides if you're in the game for maybe like 25 plus years, uh, some of the times it can cost that much. So it costs a lot of money. So when you're just starting out, getting a professionally produced demo reel just shouldn't be the priority. And we'll cover a third reason. Um, Despite it not highly being recommended to get a professionally produced demo reel. Oh, and this is actually not a third reason. This is kind of just a separate point to this conversation. But despite it not highly being recommended to get a professionally produced demo reel upon initially starting out, there is the conversation of samples or a sample reel to be had. As the fact of the matter is that even within the online space, many times actors need some type of sample of their voice to even be considered for projects. Within being relatively newer in the space and needing a functioning sample of their voice in order to submit to, there are some people that opt to create self made demos, also known as samples or a sample reel, that holds the purpose to enact as their own demo, that they would be only used to submit for smaller, hobbyist, or general unpaid work. And it can serve you in the amateur online space until you are ready to progress. And I provided a link to an article that talks about this topic a lot more. Um, for me, in my own personal belief, and in within the grasp of how I started out, I do believe that having something to showcase when it comes to some of these smaller projects can be valuable. So, although getting a professionally produced demo where you're spending all this money to get something that is just professionally produced isn't recommended, getting samples and getting a sample reel can be something of value. And we'll be talking about more of samples during the next stages of some of the slides. Uh, so yes, with that said, I know we're going a little bit fast, so I'm sorry, but there's a lot of information to cover. But now we're getting into the conversation of when you are ready for a demo reel. So we talked about the whole aspect of not being ready when you are starting out. So then the question is now, when will I be ready? When will I be ready for a demo? We'll cover that. This question doesn't have a universal answer. Instead, it's better to think of this question in a different way and ask yourself some questions. And I provided another link to an article for more info. The first question that you should be asking yourself when you are in the process of saying that, hey, I've been in this space for a little bit. Am I ready for a demo? Is what are your plans for getting this demo reel? Depending on your answer, your direction and how you acquire your demo reel, as well as the recommended qualifications for said demo reel, can vary drastically. Are you newer and just need something to send out for unpaid amateur gigs? Great. It'll be recommended in putting together a sample reel. Are you working semi consistently via open casting calls and want to up your game by submitting to those which require a demo? Great. It'll be recommended to slowly research into the demo market and find individuals that possess specific aspects of creating demos or just find what works best for you. It all depends on where you are currently in this space and industry. So, the reason why I say ask yourself this question first is because not a lot of people know this, but people get demo reels for different purposes and for different like walks of their position within the space. So, if you are newer, if you are fresh, right, and you're just like, hey, I just need something to showcase myself to amateur unpaid gigs, just to have a part of my business, whatever that may be, going the route of curating a sample reel, in which we'll talk about later, would be recommended. But if you are working in this space, you're booking these indie calls, you're booking these paid stuff, and you're just like, okay, I think I'm ready for a demo. That's great. Now we can jump into the demo market and find certain individuals that possess specific aspects of creating demos, or even within the scale of the demo production companies, and finding out what works for best for you. We'll run through that process a little bit more in the doc. But during this, I want to take a little bit of time to look at the side chat just to see if you guys are good. Are you guys okay? Are you guys good? Just asking. So I'm looking at the side chat now just to see if you guys are doing all right. Just say yes or no. We balling? Okay, great. All good. Dope. Alrighty. So the next question that I would ask yourself when you're in this position of being ready for a demo, or you're asking yourself if you're ready for a demo reel, is do you have a provable grasp of your current capabilities as an actor within the genre of demo reel you want to get? Working in, training in, or understanding the genre of voiceover of which you're making the demo reel for is highly recommended. Why are you making a character demo reel and getting that professionally produced if you have no idea what character archetypes you actually excel in? Why are you making a commercial demo reel if you don't understand what makes an authentic commercial read through taking classes or actually recording for commercial based projects? Those points can be used for other genres as well. You don't want to get a demo reel that sounds incredibly generic slash stereotypical or sounds just inauthentic to that particular genre of VO. Um, and I'll give you guys something like just a piece of myself. When I made one of my first commercial demo reels, I fell into this process. I had no idea about the space of commercial. So I got a demo reel produced for commercial VO without any understanding what actually makes an authentic commercial read. And it sucked. It sucked, man. It sounded like something just super generic or stereotypical. It was insanely overacted. It sounded nothing like me because I didn't have any understanding of the commercial market, taking any classes to actually understand what makes authentic commercial VO. People will be very surprised to know how different the character space is to the commercial space, and they are separated for a reason. Being a good character actor doesn't 100% translate into commercial VO. And the same thing works the same other way. Being a great commercial VO actor doesn't mean you're going to translate as well into the character space. So, having some type of provable grasp of understanding, training, or just working in that genre before you go the route of getting a professionally produced demo reel is just highly, highly recommended. And the third question I would ask myself if I was in the position for being ready for a demo is Will getting this demo reel be a smart investment to make financially? Assess your financial position. Will acquiring this demo reel potentially hurt you more than it can help you financially? Are you competitive enough for this investment to pay off for you in terms of work? Are you booking without a demo reel? Do you have plans on where you will send your demo reel upon receiving it? All of these questions bleed into evaluating if this will be a smart investment. And it is vital to know there also isn't a rush. So if purchasing a demo reel, despite its price point, will financially hurt you a lot or you're unsure, you can give it some time and consult with friends, coaches, or other industry professionals to help you lead you to a decision. I have seen this happen more times than I can count, where people will spend so much money that they just don't have on a demo reel, being almost financial ruin, and expect that demo reel to just guarantee them opportunity. No, as we said before, and we will scroll back some slides just so we can cover this again. Your demo reel is your marketable calling card. It's not going to be the thing that just guarantees you opportunity. That is purely decided on you and what you do with that demo reel. Who do you send that demo reel to, right? The quality of that demo reel as well. So there's so many aspects that make a demo reel valuable. It's not just, oh, I get a demo and this immediately would just pay off as a finance. It would just be booming and rolls. No, that's just not the case. So having a plan, having a smart plan on what you will do with that demo, right? Are you booking already without a demo, right? So evaluating these questions and understanding these things, I feel is a really good question to ask yourself within that conversation of evaluating for just you if you are ready for a demo. And like I said, this isn't a universal answer. So different people will have different answers depending on them asking these questions for themselves, right? But that's what I personally would recommend for evaluating when you would be ready for a demo. But it's always nice to just consult with the coach or consult with other industry professionals to maybe get a clearer and more definitive answer, if that may be the case. But that said, we move on to how do I get a demo reel? Ooh, all right. Let me take some water before we get into this. Mm. So, the demo reel market has become so incredibly oversaturated over the years. And it's becoming more and more difficult to choose the right person to make your demo. Here's what I would say. First, take your time to do your research and listen to other people's demos. You should be especially listening to the demo reels of people that fall within your casting and vocal types, basically your competition. If you're getting a demo reel to submit to an agency, listen to the demos on their website. Listen to your friends, peers, industry professionals you look up to. Listen to more demos overall. When you do this, it's almost like a cheat sheet or just a good reference of what the industry is looking for. If you hear some demos that tickle your fancy, ask those actors who they got it from. Agency demos you can listen to via the links provided. That's Atlas, CESD, and Dean. You can also find demo reels from other actors on social media. I, oh man, I push this a lot, man. I push this so immensely. So many people that fall into the space of like, man, bro, like I want to get a demo. I want to get a demo. They don't listen to enough demos. So I'm like, one of my biggest recommendations, man, is to just listen to more demos on social media. Listen to other actors' demo reels. Listen to people that fall within your voice range or your character archetypes, and see who they got their demo reels from. That can be a great way to build up maybe just a small little list of either demo production companies or certain individuals that have made their demo that you could end up going to get your own demo reel. Um, for me, I don't personally throw out recommendations for demo reel stuff because, you know, I have gone a very long way with demos, and my input is very outdated on who exactly to go to. But whenever I am deciding on getting a new demo, I will go through this process again, listening to other people's demos and listening to who made their demos, right? And going that route is incredibly insightful. So, one of the ways you can curate a demo reel is through hiring specific people who specialize in specific aspects of creating demos. You can find more information here through an article. For example, actors will often hire one person to write their script, another to direct their demo live, and another to mix their demo afterwards. Script writers, directors, and mixers will each have their own individual rates that they charge for these services. This route is normally recommended for someone that is looking to get their first professionally produced demo reel, or those that are booking semi consistently via open casting calls and wanting to up their game by submitting to those which require demo. So that's what I would say. This is one of the ways you can get a demo reel. So if you fall in those positions that, like, hey, you feel like that you're ready for a demo, getting your first professionally produced demo, going through this process is more recommended from what I've seen through articles and, through my own experience as well. The second option of getting a demo is through full package deals, primarily through demo production companies. You can find more information here that describes more in the article. It is advised to do your research and look for recommendations from others on reputable demo producers. The demo producers should have some type of website or portfolio containing examples of reels they produce for other people. Listen to some of their past work and see if their style feels like a good fit for the vision. Oop, my bad. For the vision you have in mind for your demo. Some demo producers specialize in a particular genre of VO. So, if you're making multiple demos for different genres, you probably won't go to the same demo producer for all of them. So, this option is more recommended for people that are just like, hey, I already got my first demo. Or I've seen people go this route through their first demo as well. But it's more recommended for folks that are just like, okay, I already got my first demo. Maybe I'm just trying to go through a demo producer and just get the full package instead of just hitting up people individually, right? But this is another way that you can get a demo. But for this route in particular, and this is not something that I put on the document, which I'll probably put on later. Um, Demo production companies, man, very expensive some of the times. I don't find spending thousands of dollars on a demo reel, and this is a hill that I will die on. Thousands of dollars on a demo reel makes total sense for someone that is just working within this space semi consistently or consistently or even full time, right? You want to make sure that's a valuable investment. So some of the times you have demo production companies that offer thousands of dollars for their demo reel package. And for some of them, it makes sense as to why, but it's usually only recommended for those $1,000 demo reels to have a lot of experience within the field. Like, you got to be working consistently, not only to just pay off that demo to make sure that that makes sense, but to even just be kind of qualified for that type of demo overall. So getting a $1,000 demo reel when you're either starting out, you're intermediate, whatever that may, I just something I don't recommend unless you're just all the way up there, like, you know that you can afford it type of thing. But moving on, and this is where we're talking about sample reels. So the self-made demo route, also known as sample reels, is also an option, but it's more recommended for people just getting their foot in the door. You can find more information there. The process of curating a self made sample reel takes some knowledge despite doing it yourself. It is still recommended to only go this route when you are at least reasonably comfortable with recording and editing your audio, and you have some experience auditioning for online unpaid projects and a general idea of your voice range and the types of characters you can play. Sample reels are only recommended to send out to unpaid projects, as that's usually the only auditioning field where the qualifications of your demo doesn't have to meet an incredible and competitive standard. So, in order to kind of help you guys, if you're kind of in this stage or like, okay, I already got all these things. Maybe a self-made reel is an option that I want to go about. I provided a helpful little article right here that can run you through the process of constructing a self-made demo, also known as a sample reel, for those that are just starting out. They want to send out stuff to unpaid amateur-esque projects. But yeah, and now we're covering extra information about demo reels. Hey, we are running through these, and I will answer some questions. Obviously, a little Q&A after we're done with the presentation. But man, I hope I'm not going too fast. But yeah, so one of the things that I will put out there, and this was something that a really good friend brought up, is don't lose yourself when tweaking your demo reel. A lot of people, especially those getting their first demo reel, subject themselves to holding their demo reel hostage because they overthink the fine tuning process. Wanting to ensure your demo reel meets your standards is completely reasonable, and peer reviewing your demo reel before releasing it is just the same. Mm, mm. But, but, but there should be a line between ensuring your standards are being met and just straight up overthinking the process. Don't avoid releasing your demo for months or even years on end because you're trying to ensure it's perfect. The truth is, it will never be perfect. Demos are supposed to be our current representation of our best. So, with that in mind, you're eventually going to update it once you get better. So, do take the time to create a demo reel of quality and something you can be proud of. But try not to heavily overthink the process and prevent yourself from showing the world of what you are capable of. Man, I know a lot of people that fall into this process, man. People that I know are more than ready for a demo, and they hold their demo off for months, sometimes years off end, because they're stuck within the tweaking process. And I hate to see it, man, because it's not their fault, obviously, and it wouldn't be your fault if you're also in that position. It's just an overthinking process, man, and some of the times you just have to, obviously ensure that the quality is being met, but just put it out there. See what people think. And then if you get peer reviewed, if you get some stuff recommendations, you can always change it as well. People forget that. You can always change it as well. Like change some spots, update it in the future, right? It isn't the end of the world, I promise you. Obviously, if you are sending out your demo reel to people like agents or talent rosters, maybe yes, you do want to take more time to ensure that that demo reel is of quality, because in some cases, specifically when it comes to agents and some talent rosters, you only got one shot. So you want to make sure that that shot is worth it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only case where I'm like, okay, you could overthink a little bit. you know. All right, this one, very passionate about, was also recommended from the same friend. Avoid making your demo reel generic. Your demo reel shouldn't be a representation of what's best or what's popular. It should be a representation of your best and what makes you you. This is your demo reel, so make it unique to you. Your natural voice alone is unique because it's you, so showcase that. Do you have a unique vocal quality or quirk? Embrace and showcase it. Upon auditioning, what character types do you find yourself booking more or just heavily connect to? Find that out and showcase that. The knight spot, the wizard spot, the pirate spot. Are these spots that actually showcase you well? Or are they just random generic spots that someone put together? It is integral within the demo reel process to ensure that each spot that you curate or is curated on your own behalf represents your best, represents what you're great at, and just overall represents you. Man, I hear so many demos throughout my, time, and demos that I've gotten. Because where I look back at like some of my like first ever demos, man, and I'm just like, man, this demo was really generic. Like really generic with some of these spots. And I'm like, this at the time wasn't the greatest representation of my best. And I'll be straight up with you guys. I have some demo reels even now that I look back at it and I'm like, man, yeah, no, some of these spots, man, are pretty generic. I should change it up, which is why I'm changing it up in 2026. So I'm going the demo reel route, just as some of you guys may be. But being honest with yourself as well, and looking at these spots and looking how they are performed, being like, man, is this generic? Is this just a spot that I see or saw someone else do and they're real and thought was really good and just put it in mine, right? But showcasing your best, right? Like I said, the auditioning one, the auditioning tip, man, that's a big one. Like if you already have booked specifically when it comes to a character demo reel, if you already booked like characters before, what character types were they? Right? Do you find yourself like, oh man, I do like really great like dad or fatherly figures, which as a character type, maybe you're really good at portraying being calm, supportive, kind, right? So maybe curating a spot that represents that could be a father, right? Giving their, kids some advice about the world could be that, right? So ensuring that you don't fall into the areas of making your demo reel generic is something that I push out a lot. And then this one, ensure you properly vet everyone that works on your demo reel. Look, this industry isn't puppies and rainbows. There are people out there that are just trying to fill their pockets and will take anyone's money for their demo reel service, despite if you aren't necessarily ready for a demo. What I would say is do your research on who you're getting your demo from or who's even working on your demo. Getting voice direction on a demo alone can be a slippery slope, especially if you don't know the person you're working with. So, going through someone who has worked with you before or that you trust through vetting them, which reaching out to other people, would be the recommended route to go. Vetting, in this case, basically means carefully and thoroughly examining the work, background, team, previous experience, and client history of who you are getting your demo reel from. Ask questions from them and people that have worked with them before, and look into the demos they have made or assisted on and see if it matches the quality you want, man. Listen, I know a lot of folks that they have gotten demo reels, some that even paid the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and got in a demo reel that just didn't sound like them, extremely generic, and something that after 2 months they become extremely unproud of because they didn't take the time to vet. And vetting in this case is not even just ensuring that, like, hey, this demo production company or this person that are making demos is going to produce a bad demo reel for me, right? Or just evil and malicious. No. Some of the times going through this vetting process can just allow you to see if this demo production company or this person that is making this demo is the right fit for you. Because even though someone that is, maybe prolific in the demo space, that they made all these great demo reels, maybe after listening to those demos, you don't like them, right? It doesn't match a level of, quality that maybe you want for your demo, right? Which is totally okay. So going through this researching process, going through this vetting process ensures that when you are giving them, whoever you're giving this money to, is going to produce something on your behalf that you can end up in the very end being proud of. And with that said, we're finally done. But I have a concluding statement. I'm going to be doing this every time that we do these webinars. But I want to thank you guys, either if you are on the Discord, which will be getting the Q&A after we end the recording, um, and whoever is watching on the YouTube for checking out the presentation, man. I hope any, if not all, the information provided was helpful. Although we covered many points of topics in terms of demo reels, there are most definitely more out there. This entire conversation is incredibly and one of the most nuanced topics of our industry. I would personally recommend engaging in discussions with other voice actors, coaches, teachers, and reading articles. And the articles that I've used to curate as inspiration to curate this presentation, I have provided here. And just to get a variety of different inputs regarding this topic. There isn't a step by step, definitive, one size fits all way to navigating this industry. So you're going to learn and have conversations and find your own path. If you want access to this presentation, if you're watching this on YouTube, join our Discord. It will be available in our general resources category where you can check out this presentation, find all the article links, and we'll be providing the article links in the description below. So with that said, Alo,